They called in, talked to another company, and they said they weren't able to get this done for us fast enough. I have to have this done by the end of the week. They were needing to move their business like now.
I'm Jeremy with Northwest, and today we continue our series on good quality customer service. And I'm joined by our customer service manager, Tim. Tim, in every industry, customers use words that mean one thing to them and something completely different to the experts. What do you do when that creates a bit of confusion?
It happens a lot, especially in our industry. Everyone has their own interpretations of what the words mean to them. So just getting on the same page with them as far as what they truly mean by what they're telling you is the most important part. Prime example, I had this customer call in. They were needing to move their business like now.
Okay.
They called in, talked to another company, and they said they weren't able to get this done for us fast enough. I have to have this done by the end of the week. So I said, okay, let's take a look. Let's dive in. Let's see what exactly we're needing to done and how we can get that done for you. The question and the verbiage was move. Move means completely something different to them than it means to us, than it meant to probably the previous company. So my thought was, what do you mean by move? What does move exactly mean to you?
How'd you know to go there?
It was the verbiage. When they say move could either mean that they need to domesticate their business into another state, which means they got to completely pick it up and move it over into another state, leaving none of it behind. Or typically, and from my experience, just being in the industry, move could mean that they actually just need to move their operations and be able to operate in another state. But those two processes are completely different. So this person, with their urgency, calling in, needing it done by this Friday.
Like now.
My thought was like, well, if they're domesticating, that might not happen because it's a multi-state process. You got to domesticate out before you can domesticate in. It's this whole government mess. So I needed to clarify what they meant by move. In this particular situation, all they needed to do was simply expand their business, foreign register into another state, and we could easily get that done for them. It's a much simpler filing. We could get that done for them by the end of the week, but I'm afraid what happened when they called the other company took the move at face value and probably told them what we would tell them, that the domestication, the actual moving, is gonna take far longer than that, which is why they called into us, escalated, urgent, I need this done now. And so I wanted to make sure that I was on the same page with them as what they meant by move.
Moving is considered one of life's biggest events. Avoiding miscommunication is critical. If you deal with industry jargon, let us know how you navigate it with your clients down in the comments below. Then stick around. Tim is going to tell you how we do it here at Northwest. So Tim, what advice would you give someone who is working with a client with a big knowledge gap, whether that's technical terms or a possible solution to the problem that they're bringing to the table?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think the biggest piece of advice is to educate your customers to make them be successful for themselves in the future, to be independent, own a little bit more of their process, own a little bit more of their business. We always want to educate people. Just like us, we didn't know what any of this terminology verbiage was when we first came into the industry. It took knowledge. It took somebody sitting us down, teaching us what to say, how to say it, what all these Secretary of State meetings mean. That being said, nobody likes to feel dumb and try and learn something as well. So making sure you're coming across in a way that is professional, respectful of their perspective of the situation, while also giving them the tools to be more professional for themselves, for their business in the future, is most important.
Tim, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us today. And as always, if you have any additional questions, leave them down in the comments below. And take the time to hit the subscribe button. We have more videos with tangible takeaways to help you grow your business. Here's one now.